We are back with some more Texans franchise. We are in the third stage of free agency. We have made all the moves we're going to make. I am very happy, actually, with our offseason. It went very, very well. Before we get into the offseason, though, we have a lot of trades to recap. Hopefully, I didn't miss any, so if I'm looking, I got to look down for a second. So bear with me, but we got a lot of trades here. First one being the Chargers. The Chargers have sent their first-round pick this year, their first-round pick next year, and Joey Bosa to the Vikings for the #1 overall pick. So big investment for the Chargers to be the first pick in the draft. We'll see where he goes with that. The next one, we have the Steelers, who sent Cameron Hayward and Alex Highsmith to the Vikings, and the Vikings sent the first-round pick they acquired from the Chargers. So solid trade there for the Vikings. The Saints sent Michael Thomas to the Panthers, and the Panthers sent their first-round pick. The Vikings also sent 2 draft picks, a third-round pick this year and a third-round pick next year for Shaquille Griffin. So no more Shaquille Griffin got to worry about on the Jaguars. He is now gone. The Titans also made a trade, in-division trade, kind of interesting there. But the Titans sent their second-round pick this year for right guard Brandon Sheriff. So the Jags loading up on picks this year. The Dolphins sent the two first-round picks this year and a third-round pick this year, and right guard Solomon Kindley to the Bills, and the Bills sent their first-round pick and defensive tackle Ed Oliver. The Jets sent their second-round pick over to the Giants, and the Giants gave them Kadarius Toney. The Steelers sent 2 draft picks, a second-round pick and a third-round pick, and Miles Jack to the Jets, and the Jets sent him just 1 first-round pick for that. The Titans sent their first-round pick to the Steelers, and the Steelers gave him his first-round pick and right guard James Daniels. The Chiefs made a big-time trade here. Chiefs getting even more scary. He sent his second-round pick this year, a second-round pick next year, and a third-round pick next year to the Eagles, and the Eagles sent him Darius Slay. So Darius Slay and the Chiefs, that's not what we want to see. The Chiefs did lose some players, though. He sent his fourth-round pick and a future 6th-round pick, and defensive tackle Chris Jones, and wide receiver Sky Moore, all for the Patriots' first-round pick, which is the 5th pick overall. So he moves up super high in the draft to get someone. And that is that for the trades. We have not made any more trades. You know, there was a couple that I was very interested in. Just kind of thought about it and decided, you know what, we have a lot of players or positions of need that we got to fill. So we just, we got to go out there and just save our picks. Just got to go out there and save our picks. So the way we do free agency is all the 80 overall players are silent bid process, so no one can know or see if they're at the top bid. Unfortunately, Madden still shows if you're the highest bidder. So with 80s and up, we do a silent bid, so that way you have no idea if you're the highest bidder or not. And so I went after 2 players. I went after Isaiah Wynn and Deshaun Elliott. And what do you know? We come out and sign both of them. We'll start off with Isaiah Wynn. Monster signing, what was it, a 4-year deal or a 3-year? I can't remember. Yeah, 4 years, salary $26.8 million, bonus $18.4. Huge pickup. We needed to get rid of Titus Howard. I could not start him. He averaged a sack a game, or maybe it was over a sack a game last year. So it was a big position that we needed to fill, and it was a spot where I was thinking about going in the draft, but there really wasn't many tackles in the draft. I mean, there was a couple, but I also need to get a quarterback. I also need to get a receiver. So it's like those seem a little more higher priority. So I didn't know if I was going to be able to land a good one. And Isaiah Wynn is a solid tackle. The run block power is very good. His run blocking is solid. His strength, 87. Could be a little better. But this is a massive upgrade compared to Titus Howard. Very happy to have that. You gotta get the morale on this man, though. He's got a -2 morale. He should be hyped coming here. And the next one, Deshaun Elliott, another 4-year deal, 14.4, 9.6 million for the bonus. Just needed a better, strong safety than Eric Murray, and I'm very happy with Deshaun Elliott. 87 speed, his zone's not too bad. Hit power, very good, much better than Eric Murray. I like having a strong safety that can hit, so he can definitely do that. Very happy to get the secondary a little more shored up, because we needed it. I was also that's another position group where I was thinking of drafting a player. But I saw Deshaun Elliott there. He's still pretty young, 26, so the 4 years will take him until he's 30, and then he'll probably walk after that. I don't see myself signing him unless he's just a legend at 30, but I don't see myself signing it past that, that deal. But two solid players to help us out. Next, Matthew Ioannidis, 1 year, $2.7 million, $4.5 million bonus. Super cheap, really not that much for him. He will be right behind Malik. Why am I blanking on his last name? I don't know why I'm blanking on his last name, but he will be behind him. He will not be our starting defensive tackle. But 95 strength is massive. We needed some help on the interior side, so he will definitely help us out for this year and just give us, a stopgap to where we don't really have to spend a high draft capital pick on defensive tackle. We can worry about that maybe next year. So he was a big signing. No one went after him. I was the only bidder, I believe. And his stats are really good. 80 power move, 83 tackle, 95 strength for a 1 year deal, like a rental. I mean, this dude's going to be very, very solid for us. Very happy with that. Next on the list, we have Jalen Guyton. We needed to acquire some speed on the back end. We have no deep threat. None. Also, we lost, I think, 3 or 4 receivers, so we just needed to bring in just a guy, and we'll draft a couple, but we needed to bring in someone. Jalen Guyton's a 2-year deal, $4.6 million and $2 million for the bonus. Just a solid player, solid guy, a lot of speed. He's got pretty good change of direction too. The Dolphins playbook, the guy a lot of end around sweeps. So depending on who we draft, we're definitely drafting a receiver or two in the draft. We'll just have to depend on where they play, their stats and stuff. But Jalen Guyton might be kind of the gadget guy that just comes in, takes an end around, takes a sweep, takes a little tap pass, something like that, or screens. So I'm happy with this pickup. Another guy that I was going to go after, Andy Isabella. He's got a little more speed, and I thought that'd be perfect to fit that little gadget type role, but a lot of people were bidding him. And Jalen Guyton all by himself. I was the only bidder, so he was just sitting there all by himself, which I was like, shit, I'll take that. Next, we needed to bring in a tight end. I might even draft another tight end, but we needed to bring someone in. And just got a decent run blocker. He's just meh. He's average 67 run block. Nothing too special for Caden Smith, but we lost Pharaoh Brown, so we had to bring someone in. Caden's on a $3.6 million salary, $3 million deal for 2 years. And last but not least, we needed just a veteran guy back there. Cammy Newton, super cheap, 1 year, $1.8 million, 1.1 bonus. Just in case things go bad with the rookie, but I doubt Cam ever sees the field. He's just kind of here to just mentor everyone and just make sure things are running along smoothly. So 6 brand new signings headed into the draft. I still have $9 million, as you see in the cap, but I'm still pretty good. Like, we're sitting pretty solid with our team. I don't want to spend all of it because, I'll show you guys here, we do have to re-sign quite a bit of people next year that are very important. I'll show you quickly. A couple of these guys will be leaving, like Kirksey will let leave. Kaimi Fairbairn, probably going to re-sign him. He's got really good kick power. Our newly acquired guard, we're going to have to re-sign him. Maybe Justin Britt for a year. I don't know what to see. Malik Collins, that's his last name, Collins. Probably will re-sign him if he does what he did the first season. Matt Ioannidis, I don't know if he's a beast. Might even re-sign him. We got Desmond King, might re-sign. Tunzel will definitely have to re-sign. So couple big time. Tunzel's going to cost quite a bit of money too. So there's a couple big time contracts, and I don't really know who I'm going to keep next year. But keeping in mind that Laramie's going to cost a lot. He's a left tackle. They always cost a lot. So in that blind side, so he's huge. So I don't want to just go crazy first year and just splash, because we want to make sure we get Tunzel on the books for next season. Hopefully his team interest is high with us, because I really can't afford to let him walk, because our offensive line is finally looking solid. It really is. The offensive side, we could draft a center. I might just roll out Justin Britt for a year and worry about center next year. But for the rest of this Madden cycle, every position, all these linemen should be here. They're already all-star dev, which is amazing. So Muti, however you pronounce that, Wynn, we got Green, we got Tunzel. Those 4 guys should be here the rest of the cycle, and they should be dominant by like year 3. They should. I mean, I really hope they dev, because it's looking much, much better than what we had. I mean, this man looks like a hidden gem. He's 24, and he's got 97 strength. I'm very excited to use this guy. And the impact blocking, dude. That dude looks like just a monster. We just got to get a freak at center, but Justin Britt can get the job done for another season. Tight end, like I said, maybe I draft a guy to fit in that room. We'll just see how it plays out. Definitely a quarterback. Definitely a running back as well, and we got 2 in the roster, so we need someone to take over the Rex Burkhead role. Couple receivers, mainly offense, really in our draft is what we need. Defensively, I mean, there's not much. Maybe a defensive end to replace Jerry Hughes. Our corners are fine. Our safeties are fine. Middle and left outside linebacker are fine. It's like maybe I draft a right outside linebacker, or maybe I just give Cashman the start and just see how he does. I mean, he's got a lot of speed. He's got 90 speed, so maybe he can get something done. Pretty good tackling, too, so maybe we just give him the job and just see how he does. Definitely not a long-term guy, but someone, you know, we could really just give him a season, just see what we can do. But we filled the defense pretty much in free agency. We needed some help on defensive tackle. Got Matt Ioannidis. Not a big fan of Mr. Hughes here, but he might do for one more season. He might just get the job done. I think Greenard actually have to re-sign next season too. So there's some guys we got to re-sign. Deshaun Elliott locking up that. The offense is where most of the draft picks go, and I might even draft a center. It just all depends on how the draft goes. I mean, maybe I get a center, a tight end, a couple of receivers, a quarterback, a running back. Like, it's a lot of my draft is offense, and that's the way I wanted to do it. I wanted to go into this offseason, get a couple of vets on the defensive side, fix this offensive line, which it is, in my opinion, the offensive line, it is in a much, much better spot than what it was last season. Now we just need to draft a quarterback and get him some weapons. I mean, that's really all it is. I'm not trying to roll Cam Newton out there at quarterback week 1. Definitely not trying to do that. Before I forget, though, the draft video is going to be a little funky. It's just going to be a recap of who I picked. Fingers crossed the league doesn't break. So our other Madden league, I think I've talked about it a couple times. It just randomly got deleted in the last offseason free agency recap stage. They advanced there, and the league just deleted. Everything went bye-bye. For some random reason, there's a lot of glitches with the draft too, so we can't really do the draft as normal because I guess there's glitches with that. So we have to place who we're going to pick in a Google Doc, and it's probably going to take a while, so I can't really record that. So if everything goes well, we do the draft in the Google Doc. This video is coming out on a Tuesday, so the draft happens on Wednesday. So if everything goes well, the draft recap should be out Thursday. If there's a hiccup, the league glitches out, something bad happens, then I'll make a video talking about what's going to happen. We'll have to restart the league. We'll have to refix all the teams again, and it's kind of going to be a nightmare, but we'll have to get that figured out. Hopefully everything just goes smoothly and we can just get through the draft and just get to the second season. It's been a long off season. I'm about ready to get back into it. We got a new playbook, new offensive line, some new defensive pieces, and this is kind of the first draft. Usually I draft a lot of defensive guys, but this is like the first draft where I'm mainly offense. We need receivers. A tight end could help. Definitely need a quarterback and running back. A center. I mean, we need bodies on the offensive side. And I've showed you guys before, but I'll show you again just to remind you. We have a ton of draft capital, which is going to be just so much fun. So we got 2 first-round picks here, pretty late, 23rd and 26th. Got a second-round pick, 2 thirds here, 87th and 9th, or 3 thirds actually. Sorry, I have the Denver's third-round pick. 2 fourths right here from Seattle. I got a 5th-round pick, no 6th, but I have 2 7ths. And then next year, we still have 2 firsts, 2 seconds, 2 fourths, and 2 7ths. I mean, these first 2 years, we got so much draft capital, which is just amazing. So I'm excited to get into the draft. We just got to hit on some of their guys. I would love to show you some of the people I'm looking at, but people from the league watch my videos, so I can't. The last thing I will show you guys is just some free agents that went out, to some other teams. I'll show you guys the available guys still. There's still some good guys. No one's put a bid on Tom Brady. The man's, I thought about this for a second, but he wants so much money. It's like, look at this. He wants $44 a year, dude. Like, chill out. Chill out. You're 46. I mean, come on. I honestly thought about this. I thought about giving Tommy a go and just trying to go win a ring right away, but he's asking for too much. A couple of running backs here. James Robinson, David Montgomery, Devin McCourty's there. Damian Harris, Von Bell. There's actually quite a bit of running backs still here. There's some decent people here, but, for $9 million, I can't afford some of these guys, but there's just, none of these guys are really worth it. But we'll go to the signed players here and just skip over the position groups. There wasn't many good quarterbacks that got signed. Kareem Hunt went to the Commanders. Darrell Henderson to the Eagles. couple of backups there. CJ Ham went to the Raiders. Some wide receivers, OBJ back to New York. Jarvis Landry to New York. Julio Jones back to the Falcons. Darius Slayton on the Broncos. John Ross to the Bears. Got the speedster. I thought about John Ross, but as you see, his interest level is so low, I didn't even try. Isaiah McKenzie to the Steelers. That's pretty much it for the top end guys. A couple tight ends went as well. I wasn't really interested in many of the receiving tight ends. They were kind of average. Not much offensive linemen. There is one that I will show you that I never didn't go for, but I wish his interest level was just a little bit higher. Oh, sorry, I thought I saw something, but is Elgton. Look at the interest level, though. I would have went all in on him. I would have went all in on him over Isaiah Wynn, but the interest level wasn't there. I just didn't want. It's just he's not going to sign with me. I could give him so much money, and I doubt he would even pick me. So decided to stay away from that. Havenstein went to the Broncos. Jack Conklin to the Jets. Some pretty good right tackles there. Left end, Marcus Davenport to the Falcons. Thought about him for a little bit as well, but we went, Deshaun Elliott and Isaiah Wynn route. I didn't want to do too many bids, so that's the route we went, and pretty happy I went that route because I won them both. Javon Hargrave, another guy I thought about as a rental, but the interest level was way, way, way too low for that. Right end, nothing too crazy on the right end spot. Chris Barnes, I didn't see this guy. This would have been a solid pickup. I'm not going to lie. Star Dev, 25 years old. Interest level is pretty good, too. That's a good pickup by the Bengals there. I didn't even see that guy there. Levante David went to the Browns. Solid pickup. Tremaine Edmonds to the Steelers. C.J. Mosley to the Giants. The Giants spending, and the Broncos. Both of them are spending a lot of money, it seems like. Cornerbacks, Jonathan Jones, Broncos. Gee, the Broncos are everywhere. Mike Hughes to the Bears. Ronald Darby, Giants. The Broncos and Giants just seem to just have endless money. Jabril went to the Philadelphia Eagles. Nazir Adderley back to the Chargers. Adrian Amos to the Falcons. Jordan Poyer, I did think about him. His interest level was very high, but I couldn't stomach offering him at like a 3-year deal. He's 32. I just couldn't stomach that. I didn't want to pay him that much for him being that old. He goes to the Chiefs. So the Chiefs got Jordan Poyer and Darius Slay. It's a little scary. Matt Gay to the Colts. Any good punters? Jake Bailey to the Bears. Blake to the Bungles. And that is that for the offseason recap. If there's any more trades that go down after the draft video, I will recap that. But that's pretty much it. Let me know how you guys think we did in this offseason. I think so far we've done good. We got to hit on a couple key positions. The first one being quarterback. It is so important that I pick a good quarterback. It's going to be a first rounder, and one of the first round picks will be a quarterback. It's got to be, I got to hit on it and get someone solid. If I don't, then the plan's a failure, because so far I've put money in my offensive line. I'm going to re-sign my left tackle and right guard next year. So we will have a lot of money tied up in the offensive line, which, we got the rookie quarterback, and hopefully bring in some weapons for him to help him out. That way he can get the job done first year, and the defensive side just has to keep growing. I need to see a step from Tariq Woolen, though. He's still normal. I might even use my tokens to bump him up to star, because we need him to start developing ASAP. Other than that, it's nice to see that the defense isn't full of normals. Look, we got stars. We got some superstars. Offensive side, same thing. We got a superstar. We got a lot of stars. We need our first X factor. We need someone to come in and make something happen next season. Hopefully the offense is much better next season, and we've got a better playbook, better offensive line. I'm very happy with how things are going. So we got to hit in this draft, make sure we get some good players. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one.